I remember that moment when the alarm went off the first day I didn't have to get up to go to school. And for a moment, it scared me to death. And I remember laying there in bed going, okay, I've been in school my whole life. Now there's nobody telling me what to do. And I have an apartment, I have bills, I have a living to make. Now what do I do? And I laid there for a little bit, and then I suddenly realized that I had everything I needed, but at the same time, I needed to leave myself open to never stop learning, never stop being an artist who is open to creative ideas and possibilities. Because you are an instrumentalist or because you are a singer, when they hand you that piece of paper that says, here is your Bachelor of Music or your Master of Music or your DMA, that's not the end. That's the beginning. And it's only the end when, they plant you in the ground. Artists coming out of universities need to realize that you create your opportunity. No one creates the opportunity for you. You may come out thinking that you are an instrumentalist playing a very specific style of music, or you may be a voice major coming out saying, well, I am going to sing opera and only opera. Leave yourself open to explore possibilities. Let the world artistically feed you. Always look for ways to learn. 2, I think the next most important thing for young folks coming out of school today is to realize that your network is your future. And what I mean by that is it's not your network from the standpoint of all those friends you went to college with, although don't lose sight of those folks. They will be your friends your entire life. And I have friends who have left the Jacobs School who I still on Facebook. There's a conductor the other night who was making her E&O debut conducting a performance of Akhenaten. And I haven't worked with this conductor in years, but we've kept up. And I just sent her a blip on Facebook to say, hey, congratulations on that debut. That connection, those connections are important. But the more important connections are the connections you make every day. So you should be out there as a young musician or a young instrumentalist or a young vocalist and saying, okay, who can I meet today that, yes, they may help me with my career, but they also may just be an interesting person, or I may meet this person and I have no idea where it's going to lead. Those are the people oftentimes where you're going to get the majority of your work, because those people are the ones who are willing to take a chance based on that encounter that they've had with you. So I think that's important. And then the final thing that entrepreneurs have to do, and this is true whether you're in the business world or whether you're in the arts, you have to know your brand. I ask all of my resident artists here at Indianapolis Opera on their first day with me to craft a mission statement. What do you want to say as an artist in your career? And then we ask them to craft a vision statement. When you are doing what you want in this world, today, 5 years, 10 years from now, what does that look like? Just don't walk into the world and say, okay, here I am, now what do I do? Have a plan, have a vision. We as companies at Indianapolis Opera or any other organization, we all have to have missions and visions. If we didn't, we'd be aimless and we'd have no idea what we're doing. As an artist, don't be aimless. Have that mission, have that vision. We also teach our artists to write strategic plans that have objectives, that have metrics, and that have timelines. Because once you leave college, you don't have a professor holding you accountable anymore. There's no letter grade at the end of the quarter or the end of the semester. And so it's those objectives that now are your grade book in life. I think that's very helpful. And then as you build your brand digitally, sonically, orally, if you're an instrumentalist or a vocalist, in whatever ways, you have to shape that brand based on your mission and vision so that you know who you are in the world. And I think those basic steps give you a firm foundation now on which you can build your career. Because I know from the career that I have been blessed to be a part of and have in my life, there were as many things that I chose not to do as there were the things that I chose to do. And I knew the difference because I had a plan. I knew there were places that I wouldn't go as an artist. The money might have been good, or the opportunity might have on the surface looked interesting, and maybe I should have taken that, but I didn't because I knew what I wanted and I knew where I was going, and it was off this path, and I thought, if I get off that path, now what happens? Can I get back? And in those instances, I made that choice that I couldn't get back, so I didn't take that gig. But now at least you have a frame of reference.